Oh boy, I knew this was coming. I was like, the moment AC Shadows comes out, I'm just like, Fleekazoid's totally gonna make a video on it, isn't he? And, well, here we are. This is gonna be good. I also love the title in this too. Yeah. I had to get it in there somehow, and I say it works. Assassin's Creed Shadows, the long-anticipated game Ubisoft was gonna push out. I'm assuming they were hoping would save their company, but, it didn't because they've already surrendered to Tencent. Yep, I'd say sad, but, they deserve it. Yep, that's what they get for taking their games and just straight up ruining them. Yeah, gamers need to get comfortable not owning our games. Ubisoft needs to get comfortable not having a company or being one. I also like how they tried this, like, gaslight people into thinking they were doing good sales. We have 3 million players, but they said players and not sales. And for those who are wondering how there's 3 million players without 3 million sales, it's because apparently you get access to it from Ubisoft Plus. So, yeah, for anyone wondering how that works. Anyways, this intro is already long enough, so we're just gonna go and jump right into it. So let's go ahead and do that now, shall we? Let's go!
Yo, what's up, player?
What's
Sorry,
up?
I was just practicing my Japanese. We did it! Assassin's Creed Shadows
Nice, we're already getting into it. Yeah, 2 million players, yeah, that ain't helping you.
is a hit. Our stock is zooming, so it's actually in the flea fold. Tell 'em
Yeah.
we got another million players.
Yeah, their stock is horrible right now. They are not doing well at all. Like, it is just... I don't know what dropped faster, the stock or the towers. Which one?
Make it 2 million more players. They can't prove anything. It works. The stock is skyrocketing because that's what I do. Go get yourself a snail, Pierre. You earned it. You could also have a negative $2,000 raise each die. Hi, we're fleeking over the little guy, and our
Fleeking over the
consultant
little
division
guy.
was hired a few years ago to help Ubisoft make Assassin's Creed Shadows the smash hit it is today. In fact, you're fired. The game was too successful. We can't afford you anymore. Which actually leads me to my next point. A disturbing amount of you seem to think that this major success will allow the 19,000 people working here to keep their jobs, and unfortunately,
Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't realize that they had like 19,000 employees at Ubisoft. Like, holy hell. Like, tell me you're bloated without telling me you're bloated, or your workforce specifically. Like, Jesus. And, yeah, I'm willing to bet, like, aren't they already laying people off? I think I heard something about them already laying people off. Like, and honestly, if you really want my opinion, I don't think you need 90,000 people working on a singular game, and I think you're probably gonna have to cut out, like, at least, like, 80% of that, at least. Maybe more. I don't know.
That's just not true. Notice how that number doesn't say number 1 in day 1 earnings? Well, that
Yeah.
means we'll be laying off at least a couple thousand Frenchmen, and we'll be replacing them with several more sweatshops. And just as a little side note on all that sweatshop business, we are deeply disturbed that word got out about that. Why the hell?
What did that say? Deeply disturbed by damning reports of abuse at Assassin's Creed Shadows support studio. Why does this not surprise me? Why does this not surprise me? This does not surprise me at all. Watch it be on brand, and the people getting abused are Asian people, which, you know, clearly from the game they made, they clearly like doing that.
Deeply disturbed that word got out about that. Why the hell do you think we hired him? Because they tuck them in at 5 o'clock and have an office wine cooler? We already tried that, and look at how that worked out for us. We got Frenchies starting a revolution every other goddamn day. You know what the nice thing is about sweatshops?
What?
They don't pay them enough to buy picket signs. Allegedly, from what I hear, people say this, I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna middle with you. Thanks to the success of the game, Piendang is gonna get a 2-cent raise on the next one. Of course, that's gonna be monthly, though, not daily. The rest of that profit goes to me. I have 3 ex-wives to feed. Speaking of which,
Okay.
you're also fired. My marriage was too successful. I'm getting a divorce. Your salary is gonna help me recoup my losses.
My marriage was too successful. I'm getting divorced. Okay. No, it's too easy for me. It was too easy. I want a bigger challenge. Now, tear it down. Let's do it all over again. Give me a better challenge.
Flashing back to my years when I was working on the game, my role as chief consultant of dumb was problem solving. The first problem I noticed, too many French people, so I said hit the snail trail, Pepe's. Next order of business, we're making this one another RPG. Nothing says Assassin's Creed like walking into a base, everyone's within level range, but then you get to the target and he can one-shot you with a rock. This is fun,
well,
as long
okay.
as you don't know what that word means or what it feels like. Now, on the point
guess,
of hating
yeah.
our customers. In the
Oh,
Steam
boy.
review of every Ubisoft game, people are always complaining about how we're forcing a second launcher on them, which is why we're gonna gonna force a third launcher on them.
Jesus.
Fuck them. But it's only gonna be a launcher for all the shitty Assassin's Creed games. I want to make a clear line in the sand so that new players don't wander off to a better game that we haven't monetized out the ass. Didn't the Black Flag have shot to cut the box? That's a great question, Pierre. I hope asking it was worth your life. Note to self, make the guy's ass bigger than Nawe's. Reminder, we are a forward-thinking company. Second reminder, settle that lawsuit for that time when we were
5 former Ubisoft executives arrested in... Oh, good lord.
a little too forward in our thinking. Hang on, I'm getting cold. Why would you make the dude protagonist also Japanese? We already have a Japanese. Listen, I'll tell you what you're gonna do. Everyone's talking about how they love brotherhood, right? Well, why don't you put a brother in the hood? It'll be like Twins with Danny D. The fans are gonna love it. They did not. And whenever he fights, I want you to blast the loudest rap music you got. But not in a racist way. We here at Ubisoft are not racist. So in the least racist way you can. Whenever Yasuke shows up on screen, I want you to be blasting that trap music as loud as you can. And I'm not talking yay.
That was another that was another issue that got brought up when making this game, and it was just like wow. But if you're wondering how much this game pissed people off, it got the attention of the Japanese Prime Minister. So for those who didn't know that, let that sink in for a bit, okay?
Straight up SoundCloud trap beats with a harp mixed in. I want this shit to sound like Lil Ricefield is just off camera with an Ensoniq ASR. And in the cutscenes, when everything should be all quiet and dramatic, I want you to play the weirdest shit you got. That doesn't fit the setting, the scene, or anything.
Go back. Oh my god.
That doesn't fit the setting, the scene, or anything. It's perfect. God, these juices are just flowing today. You go fire somebody. You go make something shinier. You go add 1 million players. God, I'm a genius. Now let's talk about the gameplay. We're gonna do a brand new take on the news system where we return to form by changing nothing. Can we all agree on this? Alright, nice, but we need to make these two characters feel distinct but equal, not in a racist way. Which is why no-ass Nawe will be great at everything except combat, and Yasuke will be a little bitch that can't even climb a rock. Unless you don't want him to climb a rock, then he'll be able to climb a fucking rock. I want this man to be like our Expert Plus difficulty, kind of like that Fractured But Whole difficulty system. Right around that 15-hour mark where you're getting...
I never played that, but seeing that, the first time I saw that, like, oh god. I'd have to play it myself at some point.
Bored of the repetitive gameplay loop? I want to cure that boredom by giving you even less gameplay options. You want a new mechanic? Pull out your credit card. Don't have the money? Find a country with flexible labor laws, start a sweatshop, and I'll give you some money. Also, that Spartan kick's been our crutch for 3 games and it's getting old. That being said, we haven't had a new idea come out of this company in 10 years, and I wouldn't want to break the streak.
Really? Couldn't tell. Couldn't tell.
So just make the kick send these rice farmers into the stars!
What in the...
Listen, I got a tea time at 6. We really gotta... Let's just stop developing the combat halfway, alright? But Saul, this is a return to form. Shouldn't we have all these mechanics? You're not even speaking American anymore. Listen, we don't have to worry about putting in the other half of the gameplay because... it rains. Besides, people don't want flow. They don't want a unique identity. They want something that feels like nothing. And I don't mean unique. I want to remind them of that.
Something that feels like nothing. What, existing? Because, there you go. There you go.
Empty void where their soul used to be, so they fill that void with cash shop items instead of combat. The old Power Fantasy combat made them feel big and strong. Sarah, look at me. I want them to feel small. And forget flow. Make it all stuttery. I want it stuttery as hell. I've got a nephew with a stutter. He can't say yes without making it a 10-syllable word. Use that as your inspiration. I'll send you a tape later. Speaking of no flow, let's talk about that stealth right now. I want that assassination button to only work half the time. Half the time, I want the prompt to assassinate in Assassin's Creed to either not assassinate or not show up at all. I want half the encounters to play out like this.
Oh, Jesus.
Did I just catch you trying to assassinate? I want them to stand around.
You'd think that one shot or something. Granted, I've never played an Assassin's Creed game, but, you know, seeing this ain't exactly convincing me to play one. Granted, I know it's definitely the worst out of the bunch, and I've heard nothing but good things about literally every other Assassin's Creed in comparison, even whatever the worst one may be out of all of those in comparison to this. Or, well, even then, that whatever the worst one before this will probably be leaks better than this game, most likely. And who knows, I may end up playing an Assassin's Creed game at some point, just not this one. Yeah. And honestly, I could probably see gameplay from the others and be like, yep, I'm playing it. But, yeah, not from AC Shadows. Try to convince me to play Assassin's Creed. It shows me Assassin's Creed Shadows footage. I am never playing this. Oh boy, that'll probably be the reactions to anyone who's trying to play an Assassin's Creed game, and the first thing you show them is AC Shadows. Oh jeez.
With their dicks in their hands, waiting to assassinate an Assassin's Creed. You can assassinate
when Daddy Ubisoft says you can.
Well, so we at least add all these mechanics back from the original games. No, you don't understand. We let them lay down. They don't get anything else. Don't overthink this, guys. These people will buy anything. In 15 years, we'll be
maybe if it was a Nintendo game. This isn't a Nintendo game. This is Ubisoft.
On a JPEG called Assassin's Creed. You give me your money, and these people would still pay us $90 for it. Reminder, the poor core is feeling stiffer than our executives when they get near the secretaries. Add more flips to distract. Next thing, some guy came up to me the other day and told me we should make a great 12-hour game instead of 80 hours of pondering the rope, so I shot him. But don't worry, I shot him in the game, so it only did 10% of his health. Our games aren't meant to be enjoyed.
That's very underwhelming, yeah.
They're meant to be endured. What are we gonna do, make a memorable short campaign, sell 5 million copies in the first month and immediately get a sequel like some fucking chode? No! I want to lock all your abilities behind 50 fetch quests, and when you go to do that meditation quest as a break from all the fetch quests, I want it to trigger a flashback to that one time where you did a fetch quest. Eat a dick! No.
Yeah, that sounds annoying. That just sounds really annoying. Hats off to anyone who played this game just to see how shitty it was, cause you're a real one if you did that.
Not literally, Yasuke. Don't look at me like that. Stop that. I want to beat the fans down with monotony until they buy the Yasuke farting vent clouds bundle out of some confused idea that that'll bring them joy. Think about it like this. For just $20, you could help me furnish my yacht with high-end Dutch prostitutes. Every day that no one buys a microtransaction, one of our executive goes without a line of coke up his nose. Will you be our snow angel? Then just punch in your credit card and buy any one of these bundles. Speaking of people that need help, the enemy AI programming has been slowly degrading for the last 10 years, and the dev team was asking earlier if they should spend any time fixing it, so here's what I'm thinking. Fuck them. Alright, I'll lay them all off. That's what I thought.
Okay.
Sorry, those are just some associates of mine. I thought I put that on vibrate. Alright, I had some ideas for the story. First off, my wife's had 100 rounds of Botox in our last 2 years of marriage. I haven't seen her emote in years. Use that as the inspiration for the facial animations. I'll send you a tape later.
But I can fight.
My pain is constant and sharp.
Actually, I'm already looking at a cutscene right now. I can't tell whether she's happy, sad, or needs to take a You guys nailed it. Forget what I said.
Maybe all three.
Second, with the GDP of Bosnia invested into this game already, I think the voice acting is where we need to start pinching our pennies in our story-focused game. Have any of you ever heard of AI? It's like a digital robot sweatshop. It's brilliant. Future Fleek here. Now, I can't say whether or not we used the AI, but I will say the end result was indistinguishable from a high-end actor.
Did they actually use AI in this game? I mean, for one, it wouldn't surprise me. And two, I'm asking because I do remember hearing something about, like, horrible voice acting for, like, what was it? Like, was it, like, one part of the game? Like, I believe I heard something about the NPCs, or was it for everything? Wouldn't surprise me if it was everything, honestly. Well, not using AI for everything, but having horrible voice acting for everything. Yeah, because, I mean, just... yeah.
Such as Daniel Day-Lewis and Lincoln. Check this out.
Karate, judo, sumo, samurai.
Nissan, Honda, Mitsubishi, Subaru.
Sorry, my bad. I had immersive mode on. I turned it off. Here you go.
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after a storm.
Now, on a real note,
And yeah, there's the bad voice acting.
Want you guys to get your lawyers ready to sue anyone that harasses Ubisoft employees. I want the whole world to know that the only...
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I can tell you right now, no one's going to be harassing the employees. The closest thing to harassment they're going to be is getting dunked on Twitter. That or just any type of review for this game, because god damn did they make a shitty game. Also, while I'm pretty sure that while While they say they have a team of lawyers to sue players who harass the developers, I'm willing to bet that whenever they say harass, I'm pretty sure they mean criticism, because, well, clearly, some people don't know the difference between criticism and harassment nowadays, which is just... yeah. Because to them, criticism is harassment, which is frickin' dumb.
Only people who can harass Ubisoft employees is Ubisoft.
What did that say? Former Ubisoft execs go on trial over toxic workplace as union calls for CEO to be tried for complicity. Oh boy.
Ubisoft.
They're trying to follow in the footsteps of Bobby Kotick.
Please, everyone, the applause is really unnecessary. I'm but a humble man to the people, the higher tax bracket people. I put on my Prada slippers, one Sudanese leather monk strap at a time, alright? And that's how I made this game the success that it is today. AC Shadows is such a success that our 18,000 employee company just got cucked by a game developed by one man named Tyler. It's such a success that people can't even run Monster Hunter Wilds, and they're still buying it more than Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's such a success.
What did that say? I'll go back. If you're wondering where AC Shadows is, it's not in the top. Oh yeah, I know.
More than Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's such a success, we just shuttered another studio. It's such a success that we just became 10 cents bitch. It's such a success that our stock's hitting 5-year lows. So eat a dick, chuds. Wait until you see how successful we are after Assassin's Creed Crazy Cat Lady drops. Maybe strong feminine energy can take us to new heights. Right here, John. I swear to God, if you don't give this game a... Oh, you're doing it again. He's running it back.
Jesus.
I mean, holy shit, this act. Oh, fuck. Further than ever before.
What in the hell?
You are one. I win.
What in
win. Oh,
sunk it. Well, that's AC Shadows for you, man. Everyone pretty much predicted that this game was going to be a colossal failure. Well, everyone with an actual brain in their head. And everyone who predicted that were absolutely correct. Yep. And because of that, Ubisoft will be finding itself in its own grave at some point. Which, I'm happy about that. Yay! That's what you get for up Watch Dogs. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video now. So if you enjoyed it, check out the original one, which will be linked in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go check out Fleekazoid for making this good video, who will also be linked in the description below. Have a good day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. I feel like I kind of butchered it at the end there.